Rance. I think you can take one look at this setup and see we're about to talk about CPR and life-saving techniques. And Sharetta Joseph is back with us. First of all, let's talk about Caring Hands. It's such a great organization.
So with Caring Hand, we offer home health, CPR, and first aid training courses. And we also just recently added the babysitting course now. So that's something new that we recently added.
And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But I know that you also offer these free community classes for people who want to learn CPR, but not necessarily for a certification.
Right.
Why is that so important, Sharetta?
So I feel that it's important to learn the life-saving skill of learning how to provide CPR in the event that it's needed for someone in an emergency situation, because you never know when or at what point you will actually need this skill.
And is there a feeling that there are certain areas where it's more high risk and people just don't know, and so that's why you're centering that?
Yeah, so I feel that there is a high risk for individuals that take care of their loved ones.
Right.
You know, so that way that in the event one of their elderly loved ones go unresponsive, we know that we can provide high quality CPR until help actually arrives.
So in other words, you might not be somebody who ever babysits, you might not be somebody who works at a place that requires this card, but it doesn't make you any less likely to be in a situation where you might need to assist somebody. What is the hands-only technique? I know you do the other version of it for some of your more intense classes, but for this community free class,
yes.
What is hands only?
So hands only is actually where you will actually just do hands only CPR. You know, you want to make sure that the person is unresponsive before you actually go and start giving them compressions, of course. So we'll make sure they're unresponsive. If they're unresponsive, we'll go ahead and put palm over palm, put our palms in the middle of their breastplate and go ahead and push down hard and fast, and you will give 30 compressions. You'll pause for like 10 seconds and get back on the chest and go ahead and give 30 compressions. You don't want to be off the chest no more than 10 seconds because every second counts. Every
second does count.
Yes.
There was a race that happened, a 5K race that happened just a few weeks ago. I was there, and a gentleman crossed the finish line and had a heart attack, and fortunately, a friend of our show, Eric Prosswimmer, a firefighter, was there running the race.
Great.
And he was able to do CPR, and the gentleman is doing very well now.
That's awesome.
And so that just speaks to it. Now, he's a firefighter, but what if he hadn't been there?
Right.
You know, it's just one of those situations where you just don't know.
You never know when you're going to need it. You never know.
So the date of this next free class?
So the next free class is going to be December the 11th. We have 2 times. So the one time is at 10 a.m. to 11:30. The next one is 12 until 1:30. But you only need to register for one of the events because they're both teaching the same information. It's just so we can get more people that we have the 2 events going on.
Good. And then there's a babysitting class as well. And that's not just CPR, but that's other first aid.
Yes.
Burns, cuts, scrapes, you know, when you need to call somebody, when you can take care of things. And that's not a free class, but it's very important if you're planning to care for children.
So if you have a teenager that's wanting to care for children aged from 11 to 16, meaning the ones that's actually the caregiver, they can come out and take the course. And in the course, they're learning how to actually provide CPR as well as first aid techniques in the event something goes wrong when they need to use the first aid, as well as they're able to learn the business side of things or how to actually book their babysitting times and everything, and talking with the family. So yeah,
these are important things, like what are the realistic expectations when you're there at the house. So where can people reach you?
So people can reach me. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook at Caring Hand CPR Jax, and I'm also on Instagram at Caring Hand CPR Jax, or you can just give us a call at 904-449-7977.
Well, Sharetta, we definitely want to have you back again because this is something that's very important.
Yes.
Very important. So maybe get through this class, get through the holidays, and then when you have your next round too, we want to remind everybody of that again.
Definitely so. I'll be back.
Okay, very good, very good. Rance.